Alright, today I'm going to teach you guys how to make some pretty awesome text. Now, the easiest way to do this is to take your text or your type tool and to click once. Alright, and you can type. Alright, do not click and drag. If you click and drag, you're creating a text box. So if I was to make the word Superman, alright, inside that text box, there it is. Versus clicking once and typing the word Superman. Watch the difference of what I can do to manipulate it. I'm going back to the move tool or selection tool, excuse me. I can move this around. I can enlarge it, holding shift, turn it, whatever I want to do. But watch what happens when I have the text box. If I want to turn it, it turns inside of the text box. A text box is more for doing a large paragraph of stuff that you want to keep inside of here, okay? So if you were to take the same word, I'm going to copy and paste it a lot. It's more for having a large area of type that you manipulate and turn into a shape, alright? It'll follow that. So remember that. This way I can really work with this type a lot better. I can change the size of it, direction of it, anything I need to do, the color of it, very easily. Anyway, what we're going to do is we're going to go up here to make envelope, and quickly I'm going to make an envelope. Here are my warp options, and I am going to preview, and you can see already it's at an arc. I can change this a little bit. I don't need too severe of an arc or a bend in it. I'm going to change a bit. I want the S to be a lot larger. Alright, so I'm going to actually do a little bit of a horizontal. Alright, the S is a little bit better distortion, and then a slight vertical distortion. Alright, not too extreme. You still want to be able to read the letters. Now, the good thing about an envelope is if you look at these points, it's just like our good old friend, the mesh tool. So I can still take my direct selection tool, if I wanted to, move a couple of those points around. I want that end to be a little bit nicer. There we go. Alright, I've got the letters how I want them. I always make a copy of this just in case. So say I wanted to change the word, I can still manipulate the word. Maybe I want to change it to Superman, or I don't know what you want to do, but that's fine. But if you want to make your computer move a little bit faster, it's always best after you're done doing the manipulating, after you're done doing the envelope distort, go ahead and expand this. It expands the fill and the object so that you now have just shapes together, a group of shapes. Alright? Makes it very easy to put a stroke on this as well. That's the main reason I'm doing it, so I can get a stroke on here. Alright, a red stroke, or excuse me, a yellow fill with a red stroke. Let's check that stroke up to about 1 point. There we go. Now we have the word Superman. And the last thing I'm going to do is add an effect on here. I'm going to go to my 3D effects, go to extrude and bevel. Here are my extrude and bevel options. I can go ahead and preview this, and I'm going to offset this slightly. And it takes a little bit while for you to see what's going on, but here now you can kind of see what's going on. I am offsetting it here so you can see that it is rotating, and I can change the depth. This is the extrude depth. I can increase the extrude depth a lot, and there we go. We've got our type getting extruded out. The fun thing too is to also work with the perspective. Alright, now I can work with the perspective a little bit, and it kind of looks like it's going off into the distance. Just like good old Superman, it does itself on the front of a comic book, right? Once we get that perspective going, in the actual comic book itself, they have it kind of cut off a little bit. I'm going to go in here. I can see that the letters got a little bit kind of darker. That has to do with the shading. If you go to more options, you can see where the lighting is, and you can change where the lighting is showing up on your object, which is nice. So if I go to more options, I'm going to change that lighting so it comes a little bit to the front of this. There we go. Now I just made that a little bit brighter. I kind of like it there. And I can also add another light. I'm going to just click over here, add another light. All right. And there's another light. I want it up here. Very good. Now I've got exactly what I want it to do. I'm going to say OK. You can map art on it, but that's another lesson. Press OK. And here we go. We've got our text. This is our text here. We can also work with, if we want to go back in there and change the extrude bevel, do not reapply the effect, 3D effect, because that'll just add an effect on top of an effect. You want to manipulate the original effect. So you got to go into Appearance, which is over here, and go to Extrude and Bevel, and then you'll go back into the options. All right, but don't do that unless you want to change it up. Okay, so leave it how it is. But remember, do not apply an additional effect on there. You want to go into the actual instance of the effect in the Appearance panel. Okay. Last but not least, I'm going to make a copy of this, and now I can do it again. I can expand this appearance again, and it's very easy to work with now. It's not connected to an effect. It's all by itself. And when we're ready to put this actually onto the newspaper itself, you know, we've got our box, and we are going to say this is our actual panel where we have all our work. I'm going to make another one, Control C, Control F, so I've got two panels. I'm only going to use one of these panels. I'm going to increase the stroke a little bit on here so I can see what I'm doing. And make it to the interior of it. Align the stroke to the interior, great. And now I'm going to just align these two pieces real quick. And I'm going to make a clipping mask with the top square. Go into that clipping mask and put that underneath. Okay, so there we go. That is your beautiful that is your nice Superman text. See if you can do it on your own. Good luck.